Hello friends, it's Simone, your favorite neighborhood nerd. I'm going to show you today how I remove these pen loops from my Hobonichi covers. I do not like them, and I have removed them on basically all of the covers that I own. I usually leave them on for a little bit until I know that I want to keep the cover, because I don't think that I'm able to sell them after. So if you intend to do this, only do this with covers that you know that you want to keep. What you need if you want to do this as well is scissors with pointy tips like these. These are embroidery scissors right here. This is the Cutter Bee scissors that have a pointy tip. Another thing that could be very handy is a seam ripper. I unfortunately cannot find mine, so I won't be able to use it. And then double-sided tape. This is double-sided tape that I have had for a long time. I moved it over to the States from Germany, but if you have tape on a roll that is double-sided, it should work. This is specifically for sewing, but it's not a tape that keeps your edges from fraying or anything. I was going to grab let me just quickly grab my other cover. I have removed the loops from here a long time ago, and unfortunately this is black now, but there's a cat coming. Wow, you cannot see anything. Let me hold, please. Well, my memory served me wrong. Obviously, I left it on for the A6 covers. Yes, I removed one of them and left one here. But I hope you can see it better here, that this is what it looks like after quite a bit of time has passed. If you are wearing it out here very hard by doing something, I don't know what that would be, then I think this would start fraying here on the edge. I haven't tried using heat to maybe even melt these two sides together. This is enough for me to use it. This is another one right here. This is what it looks like with the gray one. It does not bother me at all to use my covers without the loops and with these slits here and the dots on here. So just be aware that this is what it's going to look like once you've removed the cover. You will still be able to see the stitches, the holes where the stitches were before, and you will still be able to see the slit. And if you're not able to place the double-sided tape very close, then it might possibly open up like this. Another thing that is quite handy that I don't have here at the moment, and I need to figure out where it is a, what is that, pincette? You know, maybe I'll find one here. The little snappy thing that you can use as a tool. Oh my God, let me ask my family what it's called. Tweezers, my son just told me. To place the double-sided tape under here. But I'm going to strip this down so that it's easier to handle, and then we can start. What I'm trying to do when I am working on the seams is I try to open these double stitches here and here. Those are where the sewing machine went back and forth to secure this thread. If I can get under there and open this up, then I might be able to just easily take the seam. So I'm going under here and trying not to catch anything else, but the threads. Then I'm going to the next one right here. What I'm trying to do is not to grab anything else but the thread and leave as much of the fabric of the cover intact. And then I'm going to try and pull on the thread, because of course sewing, this is not multiple different threads. In theory, if you get it right, you should be able to take this out at a time. But especially when this is going through this layer of fabric, this whole thing, and then it's attaching it to the back here, it goes through quite a few of layers. It might not be able to come out easily. So what I want to do is get those loose for now. It's really, these covers are made quite well, because this part down here is stitched down as well. So if you open up this thread, you will still need to open up the thread that's under here. But we'll start one at a time. Okay, and then here, this is another securing thread. And then I'm just pulling off as much as I can, because this will remove as many threads that are connecting the things, the different layers with each other. And I don't want those connected anymore. Now tweezers would be really good to be able to maybe pull this apart. Then I take my scissors and just go in here, and you can see I have already loosened up most of this here. So now I'm trying to just pull this out. Perfect. So the first one is done. Now I'm going and cleaning up what's left in here. I want to remove as many things as I can, but it's not important right now. Right now, the next thing that I'm doing is taking off these stitches right here. As I said, they're sewn in on both sides. So now I'm repeating what I just did and getting under all of these threads here, opening them up. Because I'm not repurposing the loops, I'm working on the loops. So this gives me the security that I'm not going to ruin or fraying the edges of, or cutting holes into my cover. If I'm cutting holes into my loops, it's totally fine. So let's see if I can already. And now this is it. This is the removal part. Now I need to clean this up and take out all the threads that I have cut in half. And I need to check in here if there's anything left. Doesn't seem like it. And then I'm going to just lift this up really quickly. So the finicky part about this now is you could just leave it like this, but then there would be gaps, and I just don't want anything to happen to this. So what I want to do is cut double-sided tape and then try to place it in here and stick it down. And this is the part where I struggle most, but we can see if I can actually do it. Okay, maybe this much. I'm trying it this way. I'm just attaching it to my scissors. Then I'm slowly going in here, trying to place it very, very close to the edge of the seam. You can't really see anything right now. Let me hold it up. So I want this to be under here and here, and then I'm just pressing down. And then the tough part is removing the other side. Maybe this was wrong. We'll see if I can get it out or not. So I need to see, but I can't. Let me turn on the light, even though it's going to change up the... Here we go. So now I want to lift up here. And this might take quite a while until I get it. So if this is taking like 15 minutes, I might speed through this process. So I'm gonna shut it. Oh, maybe I got it already. Yep. Okay, now this came loose. As you can see, there is some glue here. So I'm trying to just put it back where I want to have it without it bulking up. Ugh. It is definitely a finicky process. And now I'm just rubbing it on and pressing really hard. And then I'm repeating, rinsing and repeating this on this side. So this is good enough for me. So I need to do the same thing over on this side. Yes, so I'm gonna try it this way. Okay, scissors. I'm gonna open them up, glue this part over here on the scissors. Whoa, I'm gonna shake. Okay. Can you stick, please? So now I'm trying it the other way. So I'm gluing it to the back first and then the fabric that's loose open, just to see which one I prefer, because I haven't done this in quite a while. Okay, I think this is okay. I don't want any glue to show. So now I'm rubbing it to the back. Then I'm opening this up again and trying to get... can't handle my scissors right now. No, the hard part is that I'm not removing the glue with the paper. Nope, still not sticking well enough. I think I preferred sticking it on this side and then trying to remove it from this. Nope, it's coming off. You know what? I'm just gonna take this back out and try it again. This time sticking it to the top. Just because I am not a very patient person. This is like stretching my patience by a million. Okay. Okay, here. Okay. Yeah, it definitely works much easier removing the tape, the other side of the tape, if you stick it to the upper side. So one side is done. Let's move over to this side and repeat. I'm going to speed this process up, not putting any music under it or anything, but maybe I want to talk. I don't know. We'll see. Have you done this before? If you have a better method, let me know in the comments down below, because I would be curious. This is how I've been doing it for a while now. I think you could technically, if you have patches that fit over the slits, like here it's really tough. Here maybe it's easier to put a patch and cover up the slit. Slit sounds really wrong. And okay, there we go. need to open this more. Okay. This is where a seam ripper would be handy, because if I had a seam ripper, I would go in here and just, oh my God. I hope you're not hearing the TV in the background, but my family, it's between Christmas and New Year, and everybody's home and they're binging Game of Thrones yet again. And they're currently at the Battle of the Bastards, I believe it's called. Okay. And they promised me to keep the TV volume down, but I don't feel like that's... Oh, now see what happened? So I don't want to have this happen to me. You could also open this up and work in between, but this is basically impossible. Let's see. Okay. So if I go in here, oh shit, this has never happened before. So you need to be careful and not as impatient as I am with this. So I hope it didn't kill it. Oh my God. Okay, so here you can see what happens when you're not careful enough. You know what I'm going to try? Because I've already ruined, I'm still going to use it. I'm not going to throw in the towel. Maybe I'm going to throw a little teeny tiny temper tantrum on the floor right next to the table right now. Like in a second when I'm done with this. But what I'm going to try and see what happens if I bring heat to this, if it melts together, or if I'm just going to burn the whole thing down. So, tweezers would be good to remove all of the threads here that I cut. But I don't have them, as I said earlier. I think that's enough. Nope, there's more. I don't want them in here because I think this will bulk up. Okay, let's throw some fire onto this and see what happens. Okay, it's gonna break. It's gonna burn and be brown. So I guess I'm not going to... Nope. Okay, so I would not use heat on this because it's going to be brown and not help with anything. So let's try this again and see what I can do to rescue this as much as possible. And as I said earlier, I'm not concerned about this, but if you're thinking about doing this, just be aware that this could happen to you and your cover, and be prepared. So like if you know that you could not live with this, then don't do it. I want to see if I need this to be really close to the edge here. Oh, it did melt it together. That's interesting. Okay, so I want this here. And here. Okay. Let me press this down really hard. And that's what I meant by you will not be able to sell this cover after you've done this, because it's gonna be ruined, basically. tweezers. Tweezers would be great. Oh, see, this stuck to the tape more than to the release, basically, more than, wow. Hi, Maui. Okay, let's see what happens if I do this. Not good. Sorry for shaking, and sorry for hitting the camera with Maui's tail. I'm sweating here, friends. Okay. Oh, here. See what happened just now? The glue came off. Let's take this out and use another piece and try this better. I'm getting like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of starting to get a little flustered here. But I would be flustered with or without the camera, because it feels like I'm ruining it. I'm just telling myself that I'm not ruining it, because now I'm going to actually use it instead of be upset about the pen loops every single time that I open up this notebook. So maybe if I'm more careful with, how are you going to be more careful with this if you don't have tweezers, huh? I could just go really slowly up here and then try to pull it out. Wow. Okay. Task for me, if I want to do more loops, I need to find tweezers, because this would just be so much easier if I had them here right now. Now, I seem to not be able to rub down, because then I'm going to rip this, but let's put this in and see what it looks like with the book inside. If I need to like stress, I have a patch, but that's so big, I can't really. I could just place this over here if I wanted to. I don't want to. It's too big in my opinion. Okay, so you don't really see that. Oh my God, this was exhausting. I'm done. I need a nap. So here's one pen loop. Where's the other one? Right here. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, I'm gonna just show you really quickly what it looks like. This one, in my opinion, turned out perfectly. If you were, I don't know if these little bumps here ever go away. Well, I don't need this in here. This one did not. I tried it all for you, so please don't make the same mistakes as I did. But especially if you're starting this, I would recommend to start with the back loop, just because, as we just noticed, you don't see them when the book is inside. So if you mess up, and if it's too hard, or if you need to, like, you know, figure out your own process, the back loop is the better one, because it's covered up with the book. And then this one is the one that you need to be more mindful of. If I'm opening up this book, it's not covered by that either. So this one you won't see when the book is open either way, but this one you will see every time. Alrighty. Thank you so much for watching. I really wanted to do this for quite a while now, ever since I got the cover and remembered and realized that, nah, this is not for me. I do not like loops. I can try but it's not working. I usually cut down some elastic that I have left over from sewing, that this company, Farbenmix.de, and you probably can find this anywhere, sold some colorful, underpant elastic years ago, and I stocked up on pink, blue, and green. And so I just cut them, not tie the knot, and put them down. And I'm sure that if you look online, you would find something like this. And this is how I usually use these kinds of covers when I don't have pen loops on there. This is how it keeps closed. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time. I hope this was helpful for you and empowered you to remove your own pen loops. I hope to see you again soon. Until then, bye.